Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this stupendous Sunday. It's Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. Now, I used to work in retail, and if any of you guys have worked in retail before, you work in retail. I was a manager for a company renowned for never ever closing and always having a sale on. And Easter Sunday was one of the 2 days that it closed. Only 2 days. Christmas Day, Easter Sunday. The rest it was open. And pretty much I was there all the time. But in carrying on in that vein, I've decided not to have a day off. Because I know some of you guys are still about. You probably haven't got a lot else to do. So we're going to talk about Chad fucking Doerman. I learned about his insanity plea a few days ago, and I think I've been in shock since then, so I haven't really even contemplated speaking about it because of just the lunacy of it. But let's have a quick look at this report, shall we? So Chad Doerman, accused of murdering 3 sons, enters insanity plea. The only fucking thing insane about that is the fact that he's had the audacity to do this. Batavia, Ohio, say days after a judge agreed to throw out his confession to murdering his sons, Chad Doerman has formally pleaded not guilty because of insanity. Doerman was arrested June 15, 2023, after allegedly shooting and killing his 3 young sons outside of their Ohio home. He is charged with 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of felonious assault in the deaths of Clayton 7, Hunter 4, and Chase 3. On March 15th, Claremont County Judge Richard P. Fenrick, or whatever you fucking say, granted a motion from Doerman's defence seeking to throw out his confession after his arrest, ruling that his rights were violated. How were his rights violated? Please, someone in the comments tell me how this motherfucker's rights were violated. Everybody and their dog saw the body cam footage. Everybody. And there is no escaping that footage. They arrived at the house for a call that had been placed, and what ensued was an utter, just. If you saw the body cam footage, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I wouldn't recommend seeing it because it's the most heinous thing that anyone will ever see. But it was pretty cut and dry. Violated his rights. I'll tell you what, at the second that you pull your trigger on them children, you don't have any rights. Don't have any rights whatsoever. And I know there'll be clever fuckers in the comments who are like, well, we didn't see him do it. It was pretty obvious what happened there. Pretty damn obvious. And he was not saying that he didn't do it, did he? On the contrary, he was very, very open to exactly what happened. And again, anyone who saw that footage will understand just how cut and dry that is. During the interrogation, Doerman asked for an attorney twice, but police continued to question him. Now, obviously, this is where the intricacies of actual proper law... See, if that's the case, then... But people are going to be, how can I say, quite emotional in that situation because of what happened. What happened. And they probably... This here, what you're seeing here, let me just come up on air. In fact, fuck this, because we can see what's happening. Well, I don't need to show anymore. It's literally just saying that that's what he's doing. But this is the problem, and this is why you have police corruption. Police corruption isn't always about the police doing the bad things for nefarious reasons. It's about they understand that once you go through the gate into the system, there are so many things that are gauged towards supporting criminals. And as much as guilty people can fall through the cracks and innocent people can get shafted by the system, some law enforcement, they are acutely aware that the system doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. And there are ways and means for these type of monsters to escape justice. So sometimes, just sometimes, you will have a law enforcement outfit that just tries to help the system get to where they know it should be. Now, that's why in the Idaho 4 case, we turn around and say, could the knife sheath have been planted in the Idaho 4 case? Yes, it could, because genuinely, law enforcement could have been tipped off and someone could have said, that's the guy you want. I know it's him, whatever, for whatever reason. Whether Brian Kohberger is the person who it was, and maybe it was a family member who dropped Brian Kohberger, and a sister perhaps. It's valid that it could be the case, but they just didn't have enough. It just wasn't enough. And when someone comes in, I'll give you an example, right? So we go and do escape rooms as a family. And Hayden had cheated in this escape room. He'd seen some of the steps and we didn't follow from start to finish. We just jumped and started doing other bits. But it got to the point where we just couldn't fucking go any further because we hadn't started properly from the beginning all the way through, which meant that we missed stuff that would have taken us all the way from being locked in to getting out. And that's the same as how law works and the system works. If you don't go all the way from start to finish, there's likely to be something that you trip up on. And I feel that that's potentially what we're seeing in the Idaho 4 case. I feel that someone come in and pointed a finger and said, that's the guy you want. And they perhaps did things that they thought would help them along. And now they've got to this real sticky wicket where did someone get it wrong who pointed Brian Kohberger out? And now they can't go no further because they've all got all these missing pieces. But with this case, this Chad Doerman situation, there is no missing pieces. They turned up, they saw what had happened, the guy said that he'd done it, he didn't look insane to me. People who are I've seen insanity, I've seen temporary insanity, I've seen people whose fucking cheese has slid off their cracker and they have lost the fucking plot. Some may argue that in order to do what he did, and the extreme of what he did, some may say that perhaps there was something, there's a difference between someone who has lost their shit because of a situation and blown their nut and done what they've done, and genuine temporary insanity, for instance. There's very, very different kettle of fish. And we have seen this card being played so many times. Gannon Stort, for instance, look at that situation and what a fucking joke that was, and we're going to likely see this go in the same direction now. But this is, like I say, this is why law enforcement, it's not always about them just being bad, them being dirty cops and things like that. There are some cops who are very, very good at their work. I'm not a cop-hating channel. There's just some fucking cops that I don't like because I've known what they've done in the past and I don't like it. And some people on this platform have very short fucking memories. Anyway, I digress. Chad Doerman, discuss it. I just don't understand it. The system is hooky as you like, and I just hope that this goes in a direction that true justice prevails. And I know we say this over and over and over and over again because it's just a crap ass world sometimes, and some people are just monsters and they get off and they walk. Casey Anthony, possibly. But anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic, fantastic Easter. This is video 1 of potentially 2, so keep your eyes peeled. I keep getting asked about multiple bank accounts in the Idaho 4 case, and I do have opinions on it. Not accusational, but I certainly have my thoughts. Keep your eyes peeled. I might do it today, I might do it tomorrow. Happy Easter, and I'll catch you all in the next one.